Okay, so get that up and going. Give it a few minutes, see who joins up. It's not quite live here on YouTube here. Come on. Okay, there we go. Starting to come up. So, here's we got 2 in here. So, who's all up in here right now? Okay. And why my computer just did that, but okay. So, what are people wanting to talk about this week? Not really got any major topics in mind on my side. So I'm still working on the attraction. I've been working, if you've seen any videos I've done on TikTok, I've been... Shut that AC off so don't interrupt, so don't drown me out here. But if, like I said, if you've seen any of the videos on TikTok, then you know I've been working on SeaDeck on the attraction and how it'll lay out and how it'll function. The starboard side is a sort of museum area. And everything, and so you start off as you come off the grand staircase there at the bow of the ship. You start off on the starboard side of the ship. You'll have a couple staterooms laid out as they would have looked, with some big view windows at the front. You can't go into those rooms, or you can only view them. They're part of the museum. And then there is a section that comes around, and there's a section on building the ship, a section on the life and the time, the life and the voyage of the Titanic. And as you work, there's an interactive area. There's even a little section on the sisters, Olympic and Britannic. And as you work your way stern towards the back of the attraction, you get towards the aft end of SeaDeck. You will come into where a section on the wreck. And one thing I've tried to incorporate into it that I've not really seen many other museums and attractions do, but at the forward end, up by the grand staircase, the forward grand staircase, you have a museum replica of the parlor suite, first, second, and third class stateroom. Well, the first class is a little further aft, but a second and third class stateroom up near the front. And as you go aft, where the aft grand staircase is, you end up with a replica of a first-class stateroom, normal. And then, as you enter into the side where the wreck is at, you'll have a normal first-class, second, and third-class staterooms that will be mocked up as if they're actually inside the wreck. There will be fake rusticles and silt and dirt and everything. Try to take images of some of the staterooms that we've actually looked at inside the wreck, that divers have actually been able to get to. And if we don't have anything on them, because like third class is like way down inside the ship, pretty much impossible to get to, we'll just take our best educated guesses at what it will look like inside the wreck with the silt and everything, and the wrecked furniture, all of that. And so, that's where I'm, what I'm planning on with that. Said in the wreck section of the attraction at the very end, I'm planning to have like a nice big fish tank with a model of the wreck in it and everything. But Yeah, if you're wondering what I'm messing with, it's my lighting kit for my Lego Titanic set that I have. I don't know why they've printed it off like this. Their so-called instructions is literally just repeated instructions on how to download the instructions. Instead of simply putting them inside this pamphlet, they printed off this pamphlet to tell you how to download the instructions. It's ridiculously stupid. But yeah, I'm just trying to, because I'm hoping to be able to get to work on this big Lego Titanic set soon. But I still don't have a set date on when I can start it in mind yet. But yeah, like I said, there's some tweezers right here that comes with it, so you can work on it. You've got a whole strip of LED right here. You've got some small individual LED strips with their wiring hookups. A couple more LED strips right here. And then you've got your computer boards, your expansion boards, so you can, plug them all up. And then here's some of the connecting cables to do all that. You got your USB power cable right there. And then this has just got some like little foam pieces in it for parts for, if something gets kind of loose, you can wedge a piece in there really well to try to hold it in place, I guess. But yeah, that's my lighting kit for the Lego Titanic set that I have and everything. I said I'm hoping to get to work on that soon. Still got the big box set that I went over last week. I've been going through that off and on this whole time as well. Hit the stuff here. Yeah, this memorabilia stuff that's included in this, I love this stuff. It's just so fun to actually look at and go through, even though it is all replicas and not real. But because of course they're not going to include real pieces of stuff from back then, like the ticket of seaworthiness. There was only one, so you can't include a real one for everybody. They got to be replicas and copies. But Baggett, Alan Mardo, Chief Steward. Date and place of birth is April 13th, 1884. I have no clue what that one says. British, and the father, whatever, there. And then don't remember who that one was. I'm not that great with cursive. Born February 10th, 1885, London. 5'9". Not bad. Born, I think that's supposed to be February 23rd, 1890. Okay, I guess it's supposed to be 1898 maybe. In Southampton. That is Percy Ball. Let's see, Alfred Edgar Winbank. Born July 18th, 1873 in Southampton. Harold Godfrey Lowe, Officer Lowe. Born November 21st, 1882 in Wales, it looks like. James William, oh, I can't, Witter or something. I can't make out what that one name is. June 23rd, 1880. When he was born. Walter Benstead, born, I don't know what month that's supposed to be. It doesn't even look like a month. It looks like the word has. It looks like HAS, but I don't know what that's supposed to be. Something the 9th, 1892. In England as well. Now we're back to Bagot again. Then you have the list showing the number of men, women, and children of each class together with their crew carried on the SS Titanic and number of percentage saved in each category so far as can be presented by the owners of the vessel. So, first class had 173 men, 144 women, and 5 children. 56 of the men were saved at 34% of total. 139 of the women were saved, 97% of the total, and all 5 children at 100% of the total were saved. And second is 160 men with only 13 saved at 8%. 93 women with 78 saved at 84%. 24 children with all 24 saved at 100%. And then third class had 454 men with only 55 saved at 12%. Really low there. That's just 179 women at 96 or 98 saved at 55%. 76 children, only 23 were saved at 30%. So, total passengers and then the crew. There were 875 men in the crew. 189 of them were saved at 22%. And there were 23 women as part of the crew. 21 of them saved at 91%. So, total passengers and crew, 1,662 men. 315 saved, 19% total. 439 women, 336 of them saved, 77% total. And 105 children with 52 of them saved, which is 49% total. So they're counting 2,206 souls on board, and 703 of them saved at 32% of the ship, which is roughly where it's at. That's roughly the right numbers. I think today we look more of it at 2,223 souls on board, 706 saved, 1,517 lost. And then ticket of seaworthiness I ain't too worried about, because like I said, I've got another copy of that one actually, so let's see. So boat deck, A deck, and B deck. They're not really mapped out very well on here. And then down here, you'll get... Oops, I turn it the right way, I guess. We've got like F, E, and they kind of skip D deck and go back up to C deck, the shelter deck. So use this here for a second to show, if you can see, you know, this is C deck up here, and then the starboard side here is going to be the museum area and everything down through this side. And then I got a couple big conference rooms and some offices over here on this side. I said I've done a couple videos on TikTok on that for the attraction. You can check those out to get more details and better views. Let's see this. Alfred Fernando Mont on his oath as on his something as follows. I can't really read that one very well. I'm not the best with cursive. I'm not. I can write it, and I can read my own cursive, but I can't. I've never been very good at reading other people's cursive, because everybody's handwriting is different. Dock Wharf, Riverside, and General Workers' Union, Great Britain and Ireland. Resolved. The executive of Dock Wharf, Riverside, and General Workers' Union hereby offers its sincerest condolence to the bereaved relatives of the third-class passengers of the SS Titanic, whose tragic sinking we deplore. We also send our sincere regret to the relatives of the crew who were doomed. We also offer our strongest protest against the wanton and callous disregard for human life and the vicious class antagonism shown in the practical forbidding of the saving of lives of the third class. The refusal to permit other than the first-class passengers to be saved by the boats, in our opinion, is a disgrace to our common civilization. We therefore call upon the government and the Board of Trade to insist on the provisionism and adequate life-saving applications in boats, rafts, and belts, which shall not only provide the means of safety to the passengers, but to the whole members of the ship's staff. We express our regret that in order to save time and cost at the risk of life, shorter and quicker routes were insisted on, in spite of the knowledge of the presence of ice. We trust the saving of so many first-class passengers' lives will not deaden the solitude, straining my eyes here, of the government for the lives of those who belong to the wage-earning classes, and call upon the members of the Labor Party to force upon the government the necessity of proper protections to the lives of all mariners and all passengers, irrespective of class and grade. Not bad. Nice little letter there. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, third-class people were, segregated. They, the boat deck itself, as you can actually see in this chart right here, if we open this up, you know, get it going the right way here. This is what it was supposed to be. You had, fold this up like this so we can do this better. Okay, so the boat deck here, you was supposed to have the crew had access here, first class here, second class here, and third class here. But see, Titanic didn't really do that. You know, that's the way it was supposed to be. But Titanic actually had the crew promenade up here. Then all of this area was for first class up to about the expansion joint right here. And then from this expansion joint back all the way to the end, this was all second class. Third class wasn't actually permitted up here in this section, unfortunately. Their promenade was the well decks and the aft poop deck of the ship. And so, you know, it really, you know, of course there's no lifeboats in those areas, so it really, you know, limited what they could do. It was not the best, you know, best stuff there. And of course, you know, we've also found that some of the gates down below deck are actually still shut and locked. You know, where some of the gates were, you know, they were locked, keeping the people down below deck. You know, it's just, yeah, it was, the way some of the third class people were treated was just not the best in the world. So I read those last time I went through all this. Still love that card stock, but the paper itself. I've already read most of these last week when I went through the unboxing. Secretary, Board of Trade. Again, I read that one. And I said, here's the Burma's map of the wreck site from what they were doing here. It's hard to see, but you've got they show what the ice field where Titanic was, their path up through there, all of that. Said it's difficult to see. The list of crew members. You've got, there's Officer Wilde, there's Murdoch, that would be Lightoller. There's Boxhall, there's Pittman, there's Lowe. I mean, you got pretty much all the chief crew right there. And then see if we see any recognizable names on the back side back here. I'm not going to see it. Let's see. See. Wilde was 38 years old. Murdoch, 38 years. Lightoller's 37. Pittman was 34. Boxhall was only 28. Lowe was 29. Man, I think some of these were so young. That's, you think about them, you see them portrayed in the documentaries and movies and stuff, and you see, you know, like 40-year-old men playing these characters. You don't realize they were only 20s and 30s. You know, they were so young. And then all the ice warnings, well, not really ice warnings, but distress calls and telegrams from ships, including the Titanic here. These are ones all received by the Burma, I guess, from the Titanic. But there's their SOS, CQD, women and children in boats. You know, all of that stuff. It's just, I like looking through this stuff. again and again, because I swear you find something new every time you look at it. It's so interesting and fun. I said, I'm not plugging this, I'm not sponsored, I'm not nothing, I have no connection whatsoever, but I would definitely suggest going and buying this set off Amazon if you can, because, I said, this thing is definitely a pretty fun little box set, but, but yeah, like I said, I've been working on the attraction and everything, and trying to get some work done around the house today. Damn, excuse me. Yeah, but it's been a bit of a challenge. So, you know what? It's hot. I can't be keeping this air conditioner off right now. So, I might come back later this evening and just do a second live tonight as a little bit of a change. Because, like I said, I go live. I try to go live every week here, right around 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, U.S. time. But, you never know what the schedule is going to be. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for now. And I said if I get the chance, I might go live again later this evening. But until then, if I don't go live this evening, I'll be back next week. Like I said, I'm still trying to get TikTok up to 1,000 so I can go live there multiple times a week. So go follow on TikTok. Subscribe here if you're not already subscribed. And I will see you next time.